I'm Jordan for BTV Drones, and today we're taking a look at the Eachine Wizard X220. This is a 220mm frame, freestyle and racing FPV quadcopter. It's great for beginners and intermediates. The kit that we sell at BTV Drones comes with everything you need to fly: the controller, a LiPo battery, and everything else you need to take it out of the box and get going for your first flight. Let's take a look at what you get when you buy one.
This is the unboxing of the Wizard X220. We just pulled it out of the little box, black box here. Comes with a little set of props, some couple props, pretty fancy. As you see the side here. Let's see here. Let's just take this, move this over here, go through the whole kit. We have a Fly Sky. Let me pull it out. It has some gimbal protectors on it. There's little foam pads here. It's a Fly Sky. FSI-6, supports S-Bus up to 6 channels. It's a decent beginner radio. This one already comes bonded to the drone, so you'll be ready to go. Let's move to the other parts over here. So let's move this to the side. All right. It comes with some little foam pads, little landing pads you put on the bottom of the drone, so when you land on asphalt, concrete, things like that, you won't scratch up the frame. Some little carbon fiber, these little carbon fiber wrenches stuff, so you can take off props, things like that. All right, I'll pull this drone out. Now the drone does not come with this mount here. We went ahead and threw this mount on here. We're going to be taking some flight footage here shortly for the video. But we said it was 220mm from diagonal from motor to motor. Comes with LED lights on the bottom of the motors there. Pretty clean little build. It has these nice hiding places to protect all your electronics, things like that. Let's put that here. Let's go through the rest of the parts that come through this. This kit includes a you see here a 1500 milliamp 3S battery. Decent battery to start off with. This drone is capable of doing 4S, so once you get comfortable flying this thing, you can upgrade. If you want to push your limits, step up to the 4S and give that a try. All right. Comes with a VTX antenna, a dipole antenna, and these, I'll pull it out of the package so you can see. The dipole antenna will just screw in just like that to the video transmitter sticking out the back, and this is what's gonna help send your signal back to your goggles or things like that, so you can get the video. Now, these antennas, they're okay, but if you decide you want to upgrade, get a little further range, a little clearer video, at BTV Drones, you have these Lumineer Pagoda antennas. Antenna like this definitely improve your video quality. You can go through the trees, forests, things like that, and have a lot better, less breakage and a little more range. All right, the container always has some prop nuts. Once you decide to put your props on, has a bunch of extra hardware screws just in case. That was throwing a little extra. You never know when you need some extra parts. Even comes with a nice handful, of zip ties. Zip ties are always good to have. You never know when you might need to strap something down. Maybe something might be coming loose. All right, I think the last thing here in the box would be a 3-cell LiPo charger. You can even charge 2 cells if you have that. So not a bad charger. It'll charge all the cells in the 3-cell battery individually, so it gives you the best charge, the best way to keep your batteries in good condition. And that's it. All right, let's take a look how you put the props on. We have the 4 motors. We have a clockwise motor, the front left, counterclockwise front right, back right clockwise, and then the back left counterclockwise. So if you see the counterclockwise, both are across from each other. Same thing with the clockwise ones. So when you go through the props, they come with 2 counterclockwise, 2 clockwise. So looking at the prop here, you look at the way it spins, the thrust is pushed down from the propeller, so this one's going to be spinning counterclockwise. So you put that on the counterclockwise motor. And then this one's the opposite. You see that if it's going to spin to produce thrust down, it's going to be spinning clockwise. So we put it on the clockwise size. And then so on and so forth. You know, you do the clockwise is back corner, the counterclockwise is back left one. And then it comes with the, then you have to install the prop nuts. The black prop nuts screw in, so the nuts screw in the opposite way the motor spins. So the black nuts are going to be, you're going to screw them on counterclockwise on the clockwise motors. It can be a little confusing, but after a couple tries, it gets a lot easier. So I'll just slide those on there. Usually I put them on by hand, and then once I got them nice and snug, I'll go ahead and use the little provided carbon fiber wrench there to finish tightening them up. You definitely want to make sure you get a nice snug fit so the propellers don't slip when you're trying to fly. Alright. Let's see here. So now we're going to grab this, I think I grabbed the wrong one. Let me grab these, pull the other one out. There we go. Alright, this should be it here, I hope. Oh, here we go. The first one was the correct one, alright. So let's tighten these up. So, again, the counterclockwise motor will be tightened by spinning the nut clockwise, so the opposite direction. So you just try to hold the motor in place with your hand or whatever you have around, and then just use this little tool, get a nice little tight squeeze there. Alright, and then we just go ahead and do the opposite. So on the clockwise motors, you're going to be going counterclockwise on the nut. And this tool's okay. I like to have something like this to bring with me, you know, in my bag when I go flying. But you know, if you have a socket or anything like that, sometimes it makes it a little easier, a little quicker. But this is good just to throw in your bag, just in case you need to change props while you're out of the field. Alright, so just finish up these last couple ones. Alright, so actually let me tighten this just a little more. Now once you get the props on, we throw the battery on and we'll show you how to get it armed and get it flying.
Now we're going to take off our first flight. First thing we're going to want to do is turn on our controller, little switch down here. And then we're going to want to plug in the two leads, the XT60. You can't mess these up really, but you want to make sure black goes with black, red goes with red. And we'll plug that in. And one thing to note when you're actually plugging this in, you do want to make sure that these excess wires are not going to flop and get into the props, because then when you're flying around doing your moves, you will actually chop up your leads. That's bad. You'll fall right out of the sky. And also your battery here. This is one of a pre-charged battery that I provided, but when you get one, you want to charge it a little bit before you fly. You definitely want to strap this battery in as tightly as you can. Right now, mine's a little bit loose just because I put this 3D printed GoPro holder on here, but definitely tighten that up as much as you can. Looks like we're good for now. We also have the antenna securely tightened, so we can pick up our channel. And so just to arm the controller, what you're going to do is make sure all your switches are up, and then you're going to put this all the way to the bottom right. Wait a second, and then you can throttle up. That will let you take off, and definitely do that far away from yourself. I'm a little bit of a professional, but definitely do that away from yourself so you can fly away. My assistant's going to show you what you're going to see when the camera is plugged in and you have video signal. So you'll see that through what's called the first-person view, and when you're flying around, you're going to see what the drone sees. So you can also tilt the camera higher or less depending on your preference. So right now it's about 30-35 degree angle, and when you're flying you can change that so how fast you fly. Most people will fly at about this angle, so you want to have the camera tilted up a little bit higher so when you're flying it can see level. But let's go to our first flight. Now, as you can see, there are actually some LED lights on each of the arms. That gives you orientation, so when you're flying line of sight, you can actually see what's forward and what's back. That's the most important thing when you're flying, is to know which is the front and the back, because very quickly you'll become, you'll lose your orientation, and that will end up in a crash. All right, so now we're gonna land this bad boy and go in for a FPV flight. Whee! Whee!